Let's get weird!
You know, honestly, as bizarre as this is going to sound, this movie is probably the perfect adaptation. Why? I'll explain. Dead or Alive as a video game is actually the perfect paradox. Because as a game, it actually does have a fantastic fighting engine. It's actually probably one of the more fun games to play for a fighting game, except for maybe Mortal Kombat or Injustice. However, that system is completely overlooked in favor of its most famous gimmick. And that is its pioneering work in the field of breast jiggle physics. I'm not kidding. That is without question the most famous thing about DOA. And what's weird about that is the fact, like I said, it's probably one of the most technically sound fighting games you'll find with as far as its engine. But it doesn't get that kind of credit because everybody's just focused on like this. They're not all concerned about the realistic measure of the combat. Now, we're not here to talk about the game DOA. I may review them someday, but for right now we're here to talk about the movie adaptation. This is another scene where the fighting scenes are actually very well choreographed and very well shot, but most of the focus was on the fan service gimmick of the film, which actually works to the film's detraction. Now, honestly, we gotta run through, because first of all, the acting is absolutely horrendous.
Your brother is dead. Your destiny is to lead your people.
I will not believe he is dead until I see his body.
Would you hand me my bra, please?
I am going to find him.
I will find him!
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Okay, those last couple weren't from the movie, but could you tell a fucking difference? Now, overall, I will say the writer and the director's hands were fairly tied in this, as the studio that makes the games basically gave them their marching orders as to what had to be in this film. So I don't hold this against them. They did what they had to do to make a movie that was somewhat watchable out of this pile of shame. But that's the movie in a nutshell. If that's something that appeals to you, go for it. But if not, this is probably one best left to skip. You're probably going to think I'm going too fast over this, but literally, that's the entire fucking movie. We start on a scene, introduce the hot chick of the scene, they do some horrendous dialogue, action scene happens, cut to next scene. Throughout the entire movie. Now, getting into the story is the exact same story as every other fighting game movie ever made. A guy starts a martial arts tournament, he has an evil plan, and the heroes have to stop him. It's actually pretty simple. And what makes it different from other movies in this genre? Fan service. Lots of fucking fan service. And what do I mean by fan service? Pretty much all that. Now, honestly, if you want to get some friends together and make fun of a movie, this is probably a good movie to do that with, because if you know anything about life, you can pick this thing apart very easily. But otherwise, like I said, this is one I would definitely skip. Until next time, my name is Vegagoose, saying I'll see you at the movies.